We are back. This is Beyond the Service, and we are here talking about what is your product. So there's too many people out there.
What the hell does that even mean? What does that mean?
What is your product?
I don't even know what that means.
What is your product that you are trying to sell to your clients? Okay?
Oh, I got that.
You get it now?
Know your shit.
Know your shit. Know
Okay.
what you're doing. Know who you are, and know what it is that they want.
That sounded like it was like a rap song.
That's what we do, baby. That's what we do.
So today we're talking about know your product. So we had talked about previously, like, what is it? Wreck yourself? No, what is it? What's the saying?
I don't know.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sorry, God, I can't think about it. So
Yep.
check yourself before you wreck yourself. You want to know what your product is and what your branding is of your company is before you step in and try and sell that to your customer. So how do you know what your product is? How do you find that confidence level, like really knowing and feeling like you were educated based on the product that you're selling or the service that you're selling?
I want to break it down simple, stupid for you.
Simple, stupid.
Absolutely. Your product is 100% you and your branding and what your branding stands for. There is no bullet point. I do this. You're just clustering the true passion of what you are and what your product is.
You know how many times, like, you and I listen to a lot of audiobooks and podcasts and stuff like that for entrepreneurs, small business owners, and every single time they're like, do not bullet point your services. Your customer doesn't give two shits if you're like, I offer this, this, and this. They want you to come out and show them that you're capable of selling this, this, and this. Like,
show who and what.
Yeah.
Okay? What those things are, those who's and what's, are you, and what is your heart. People will see right through all this other stuff, all the shenanigans you're trying to throw at them, all of these things that you supposedly do, but you're not a master of any of them. They are going to see that, and they're going to know that. You want to brand yourself. So this isn't just about the product that you're pitching to your customer, you're giving to your customer.
So I have a question.
It is straight up about branding.
What's that restaurant you go to with all the things on the wall and they sing the songs? What's that? Super Troopers joke?
I don't know. I'll
Shenanigans? Any Farva fans out there? I'm just asking. You guys will notice that a lot of times, like, John will say things like, my mind goes towards a movie or a song. I totally squirrel it. But, like, that's the type of personality that I am. But it's important because I know my product. But apparently I don't know the exact saying of that product, which is the movie.
So I will tell you, electricians' vans, carpet cleaning vans, plumbing vans, HVAC vans,
service providers.
Restaurant catering vans or trucks.
An on-site or off-site service provider.
And guess what? They all bullet point shit. And when you bullet point stuff, what you're doing is you're blurring the image of your branding for your customer and your product that you're trying to give to your customer. So all of that product comes with the choosing of your name, your logos, your graphics. All of these things play into a major product sense.
I think your product comes first sense from branding. You need to first figure out who the hell you are and how you're trying to be different from your competition. We talked about previously, focus on your customers and not your competition. There is a little bit of, there's the majority of the truth to that, but there is some truth to that to where I should say that you do have to kind of focus on your competition in the way because you want to set yourself apart from your competition to where...
And we'll talk about later about studying your competition. That shouldn't really matter after you've already acknowledged what they are.
But I think your product is also knowing that you have the technical training as to what it is that you need to do to sell that product. So say that you're going out on a service call and you're not 100% positive on how you're going to conduct yourself to complete the actual physical transaction. So what do? I think the first thing that you do is you reach out to a person who is a mentor, a superior. Maybe it's your supervisor on site, your manager, whoever this person is that you feel comfortable with to reach out to step in. If you have a management team ahead of you that you don't feel comfortable talking to, you need to quit. You need to move on. You need to find somebody to where you feel comfortable coming to this person to build you. Because let me tell you something right now, a business doesn't get better by everybody knowing that they're the best at everything that they do. The business gets better because we're all there to help each other become better.
And admitting our faults and failures. You know,
Absolutely.
if you're too proud to ask for help, you're gonna go nowhere in your career. I am a master plumber. I do all this stuff. I always ask for help. I'm not kidding you. If I don't know something, I call the manufacturer or I call my boys. Like, that's what I do.
Or he calls me and he's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, baby, I love you.
And I'm not too prideful to acknowledge those things, but that comes with maybe being a millennial.
A millennial.
I'm gonna call it out right now.
Is it actually? I thought we were like, if Lindsay was here.
We're on the bridge, okay? We're on the bridge. We're on the cusp
Of millennialism.
No, we are a millennial.
It doesn't matter where we came from. The thing is like, if you want shit, you have to work for shit. And if you want to get help and you don't know if you don't know or understand the product that you're trying to sell or give to the customer, you need to ask for help.
And here's the thing. I'm going to go back to this right now because this is the only thing that matters in this whole episode is that your product is you.
Absolutely.
If you are a business owner and you are hiring people.
He hit the nail on the head right there. The product is you. You are the product.
If you are hiring people that can't represent the product that you want, which is you.
Or they can't communicate that product.
If you don't feel like they have the kind-heartedness that you want for your customers and the understanding that you want for your customers, you've got to get rid of them. It doesn't matter how amazing of a technician that they are,
or their
amazing
sales
plumber, or their sales performance.
It is.
That doesn't matter. If they're not creating and transferring the core values of your product and your customer service to your clients, nothing's going to match for them. And what's going to happen is if their expectations of your service doesn't match, they're going to be dissatisfied with anything that you give them. And you could still be on point with everything. But you're not matching up with the lingo that your company's giving to them.
Lingo, it's the mantra, it's the core values. So a big thing right now in corporate America is core values. If you go to a lot of huge corporate companies, I'm going to come from a plumbing point of view. If you go to Kohler.com, Kohler has their core values as a subpage on their website. They talk about the core values of their company. So if you have an employee that does not meet those things, you need to fire them.
But they have to understand what those values are.
And sometimes people will not be that person, and that's okay. So John and I had an employee where every day I was like, I am not comfortable setting this person on service calls. Doesn't mean they're a bad performer. Doesn't mean that they're a bad person. Something just was like this. It just wasn't.
A miss.
It wasn't meeting in the middle as it should. So if you feel that if you're an employee of a company where you're missing it, or your employer is missing it, there is nothing wrong with taking the time to sit down and discuss how can we either get on the same page or how can we sever ties. You need to create an exit strategy. That's
where it goes.
But you can't be afraid to be the bad guy. Sometimes you have to fire people or you have to fire yourself if you know it's not working out. And it doesn't mean the business is wrong, doesn't mean that the employee is wrong. It just means it's not the right fit.
That's where it goes to where you have to have clear defining of lines of what you are as a company. And if you don't know what you are as a company, your employees never will as well. And they're not going to be able to follow the tracks that you are trying to pave. So you need to have it blasted wherever you possibly can, your values for your company. And as an employee, you need to acknowledge those things and try to meet with those standards. And if you can't meet with those standards, and you don't feel like those standards actually meet with the owners, that's a major miss right there. And that might be something that you need to take yourself out of, just like what Devyn was just saying. But
you better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Straight up.
Nobody wants to be like the asshole sitting there like, oh, I'm just the black sheep of the company, or this person is the black sheep of our company, whatever it is. Like, you have to understand if your employee doesn't know the product and the product is your business overall, then they need to leave. And it's hard. How many times do you and I see on social media platforms where people are like, this employee did X, Y, and Z. It's not working out. They're a great performer. What do I do? The consensus is you let them go.
Yes.
You cut them loose, right?
Just like I got let go. I've got let go.
Yeah.
When I was trying to establish who I was as a company.
That was hard. That was really hard.
I got dropped. And that was okay because it just gave me the momentum to run and be a successful business owner myself. But know your product. Your product is you. The product is your core values that you're bringing to your employees, your staff, and your customers. So make sure that you stay tuned. Check out our podcast. Check out our YouTube channel. And check out Mechanical Hub. And
all I have
thank
to
you very
say
much.
is you better wake up, whether if you're listening to this in the morning, the evening, whatever it is, the next day, wake up and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, who am I? What do I want? And what type of product am I selling to my customers? Believe it or not, you are a product. We're all capable of selling ourselves one way or another to make ourselves better for our businesses, the businesses we work in, regardless that it is. You guys are capable of doing this yourself. So we just want to give you guys a high five. Love y'all. We'll see you next week.
Later.